So if we were talking about some of the key components of a commercial agency business's lead generation strategy, a big part of it is around your ability to monitor it. So let's say you're a commercial agency business in the market and you currently invest zero in lead generation. But let's say that you do some networking, you have some good contacts and you get opportunities from that. Now, first of all, that is lead generation, ultimately. If you go to the pub, you play golf, you take people for coffee, you play football, whatever it is, you're doing that to create business, right? So ultimately, there's a cost associated with it, there's a time cost associated with it, and there's an expected result. Well, what is that? So if you spend £5,000 a year on entertaining clients, that's not just for fun, there's got to be a purpose to it. And we would always be encouraging agents to measure the result of that. So if you make that investment, what's the return? How many leads are you expecting to get from that, and how many of those will convert into revenue? So beyond the kind of old school networking side of things, if agents are doing direct mail, SEO, PPC, any of that sort of stuff, it's really important that agents have the ability to monitor it, to talk about the change. So if we're starting from this point, and let's just say that we're investing £5,000 a year in networking, but the agency wants to increase their leads, wants to increase their revenue, obviously a big part of that is looking at your strategy. What's that £5,000 doing? What else could we be doing with that £5,000? You know, let's take £5,000 spent on networking and £5,000 spent on a mixture of SEO and direct mail. We need to be able to monitor the results. So let's make it, then we can start to compare. The £5,000 on the networking created X amount of revenue. The £5,000 on the other format, the sort of inbound and outbound marketing, created Y revenue. Let's see how they compare. Equally, can you scale and repeat the £5,000 done with networking? You can definitely scale the inbound and outbound marketing. It's about being able to take a sort of bird's eye view of where you're spending your time and money to make sure that you can consistently generate leads for the business. But that's going to fundamentally form your lead generation strategy. Looking at the different ways in which we can generate leads, what we're spending on them, how much time and effort they are, and what's the result. And again, it goes back to those conversion rates. Create the lead, convert to evaluation, convert to an instruction, convert to a deal. How does the £5,000 spent on networking convert from lead to deal? How does the £5,000 spent on inbound and outbound marketing convert lead to deal? That's $1 million question.